Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. $1,000 for a test unit. That's right. Now we'll break down how that's going to happen here pretty soon. But first, let's talk about Amico. I haven't talked about Amico in a long time because there hasn't been any news. Now, it's a good thing that in the last, week and a half, we've had some news. We had some refunds start going out with the money that they made from selling everything, right, from cleaning house. Number one. Number two, we have a Tommy interview, right, where he's promoting the thing that actually makes some money, Video Games Live. It's out there on the radio if you guys want to look for it. And number three, we have Mr. John Alvarado, the betrayer of our beloved leader, showing up on the stream. Now, let me ask you, I don't know. Would you guys take over $500,000 in salary, according to what's reported to the government, not produce anything, and then still show up in public? I don't know anybody, guys. I really don't. This guy has to have titanium balls. Of course, he only does it on this type of setting, right? A controlled setting where he's not going to get any criticism. But I don't think he'll show up in a serious detractor type show, or just somebody that's neutral to ask him these basic questions on how something that raised $17 million produced nothing. And now he's betraying the vision of our beloved leader by producing this homunculoid called Amico Home, which nobody wants, right? Nobody wants. And he's out there talking about it. Now, these guys think they're scot-free because they released that letter like, hey, we're not just going to focus on hardware, yada, yada, yada. Well, that's not good enough to the investors. That's not good enough for those of us who have pre-orders. I'm not canceling my pre-order. We got to keep on putting the pressure. I got two. I got a Founders Edition and I got a VIP. That's right. That's what I was promised, and that's what I'm going to hold them to. But of course, the chances of these units coming out is less than zero. Believe you me, if John Alvarado had it in his power, he would raise another $20 million and just rinse and repeat. And this time, probably not even share it with Tommy. The same thing with Phil. The board, Phil, John Alvarado, all betrayed the beloved leader's vision and produce this Amico Home that we all know is going to be a failure. And since I know this, you know this, listening to this show, everybody knows this, because the foundation of the Amico was the retro collector. That's right, and retro games. And retro gamers love physical media. We do not love cell phone games. It's amazing to me to see people just bend themselves into pretzels trying to justify this homunculoid, right? And the reason they made this, guys, make no mistake about it, because this is the least amount of effort they could have put into something and still produce it. If they really were serious, they would at least put out the controller, right? But of course, they don't have money for any of those things because it goes straight into their pocket. It goes straight into salaries. Now, we sit here and we feel powerless, right? As the wood grain lovers, as the lovers of the vision that Tommy Tallarico had, right? We don't see any way forward. We don't see how to hold these guys accountable. Well, you can't, right? They have all the money. They have all the power now. They spent the money. So there's very little you can do. But there is something we can do. There's something I can do, right? And this is what I came up with, right? So the hardware doesn't get forgotten. There's a few things that I know, right? And one of the very few things that I know is that this company does their taxes on March 31st. That's when they close their fiscal year, right? A lot of companies do that. This one doesn't. I believe that during that period of time, the week before, the week after, some phone calls are going to be made. Some lack of response are going to be happening for a lot of people, because we all know that this Amico Home is going to be a disaster and it's not going to work out at all, right? It's a failure in the making. Other than people making fun of it, there's not a great clamor for this product out there, and especially not by the devoted fan base or the fans of Tommy Tallarico. So what can we do, right? And this is what I came up with. Testers out there, you will start getting news around this time that is probably not going to be to your liking, or will be ignored, or who knows how they're going to do it. You know, this company never ceases to amaze me in the way they're going to disappoint. It could be that as soon as they're not getting any more checks, they just stop talking to you. So for that reason, as soon as March 31st of 2024, I offer you this. First come, first serve. If you want to call me on April Fools, if you want to call me April 2nd, whatever, I offer you this. I will give you $1,000 for your test unit. No questions asked. I will not reveal your name or make fun of you or make videos or anything. You guys know I'm a man of my word when it comes to that. I just want a memento of all this time that we spent together, of the COVID pandemic, of the entertainment that the Amico brought us, right? I just want a token, right? The unit might be worth $500 at most, but I want to compensate you for your time too, for your time and effort that Intellivision is not compensating you for, right? A little bit of fun that you're having. Now, let me say this. The reason I don't tell you to do it right now is because as soon as I make this announcement, they're going to pounce on you and tell you all kinds of things. But the fact is that by the time they close shop, they won't have money to do any of them. Nobody's going to give a shit. If these people aren't making money, if they're not getting salaries, they will not give a shit about anything. Once they are able to close the doors without getting sued, they will. They took the money and ran. The reason they're doing Amico Home, it's because it's very low effort, right? This could be a college student's project, right? There's for crying out loud, there's an Amigo cornhole now, fan made. They could have made that. Think about it. Intellivision right now could be making retro games for the retroconsole right now. They own those IPs. They could be making them right now, and they don't. Why? Because they don't want to spend any real money. The only money they want to spend is somebody sitting in a laptop working and hoping something works, right? They're not going to do any real work. They're going to put these games out like Atari puts them out and sells them for overpriced. They're not even willing to do that, right? So they will take the money and run. Don't be left out in the cold. You've sacrificed so much. You put your reputation out there. You're doing all this testing, all your efforts, and you're going to get nothing in the end, right? But like I said, the reason I don't tell them to go now is because right now it's pre-Christmas. They're going to tell you, we're going to do this and we're going to do the other one. They're not going to do shit. For starters, a lot of you testers already have a pre-order, so they already owe you a unit. The unit is technically yours. So they'd be hard-pressed to ask for free labor from people and then on top of that, try to sue them, right? When they're working for no compensation. That console is your compensation. Make it an actual compensation. If anything, this will put pressure on them. And think of this. I'm the only one so far that has done this. Maybe somebody might be even more of a fervent fan of the beloved leader. They might want to offer more. Maybe you have a couple of units. Hey, maybe you have one to spare. I don't know. I don't know how they divvy these things up. I don't know how many there are, but I sure would like one because I know the possibilities of the actual hardware coming out are less than zero. So that way you have something left over from this whole debacle. I have a memento. And on top of that, we get these guys talking. We give them a little bit of pressure, because you guys are too comfortable. You guys are too comfortable. You're taking all this money and you have the gall to come out here and make this crap product that nobody wants, not acknowledge the Amico in any significant way, not talk about our beloved wood grain. You threw the beloved leader out. You stole his dream. You stole his company. And on top of that, you want even more. Well, nope. I think that once March 31st comes around, you're going to see a lot of things change, right? And by then, guys, they're not going to give you the same song and dance. They're not going to do shit to you. They have no right to do anything to you. They can't sue you for anything. And the reason is they can't even help Tommy with his lawsuit out, which should be peanuts for the money that they've raised, right? They're not going to do squat. So if you want to reach out, you know I'm a man of my word. I will not talk about you. It will be a completely private transaction. I buy the unit from you. We can do it PayPal. I will not reveal your name. I will not make videos about you. I will not talk about you. I will show the thing on video, of course, because it's a memento, it's a collectible. But I will never reveal where it came from or how I got it. All your information will remain private. And at the end of the day, at least you got a little something. You got something that you wanted, which is money. I got something that I wanted, a memento of the Amico Wars, and everybody's happy. But at the end of the day, Amico people, Intellivision has to acknowledge this. They have to acknowledge and own their failure, and they have to address it. But as of right now, I just set a price for the test units. The test units are $1,000. All right, humans, have fun with it. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.